ganks like this. That was clean from Sten! The hard read, GIANTX. Feeling like Dr. Seuss after that. Late tower being tanked, Sten on the way in as well as K. We saw it too! Another overcommittal, Lupe running. Victor still alive! Flash! Oh! SK fans, close your eyes! Team Heretics. Rell running, Isma running, Team Heretics on the descent. FLICKR ready to pop off, fully stacked on the passive. Rell taken down as well. SK a bit over-eager. Team Heretics coming out on top of the extended play.
And welcome to the stage for the Marriott Bonvoy post-game check-in for the very first time with Team Heretics Kamiloo. Thank you so much for joining me. Congrats on grabbing your first win in the LEC. The approach you had yesterday and today was kind of similar. What was the difference today?
I think the main difference was...
Hi, Larssen. Sorry.
The main difference was what we wanted, like some picks that we prioritized or not. But there wasn't a big difference. We were confident that our draft was already okay yesterday, and that the problem was more that we were a bit nervous as well yesterday.
All right.
But overall, our draft, we were confident that it would be good.
Almost perfect KDA. What happened?
I griefed.
Yeah, you griefed. Great performance, though, for you, and nice that you managed to grab your first LEC win. I have to say, from all the roster changes in the off-season, I was not expecting to see you in the LEC. What are you doing here? How did you end up here?
I don't know. I wasn't expecting to be here as well.
All right.
But I appreciate the trust that my coaching staff and my comrades put in me as well. And I have some really good stuff that can help me, like Nayas or Machuki. So overall, even if it's a big step, I would say that I feel pretty confident for the moment.
Yeah, completely deserved, of course, and it's amazing having you in the LEC. How do you want to be defined as a mid laner? What is your goal going to be? How do you want to shine?
That's a pretty hard question, actually. I want to be able to do everything at a great level, I think. And can that be a Swiss knife for my team? And also probably my goal is to be the most dominant laner at the end of the year. Though it might be a bit hard, but we will see. And I think that's it for the moment.
If you keep on putting in the work, for sure, that's going to happen. We'll check on these goals later in the season. Kamiloo, again, thank you so much for the interview. Welcome to the LEC. And Sjokz, over to you at the Analyst desk for more on that game.
Thank you. No desk. We don't need no desk. I'm really happy for Kamiloo and for the other rookies on Team Heretics after yesterday. You know, this was a very convincing win, and I think the little lapses they had in some of the fights is something that I can very, very easily forgive looking at kind of the mountain they have to climb when they come into the LEC.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're still going off the same game plan, though. You saw how many resources would put up towards Carlsen. We saw the same thing when they were playing against BDS. This time around, though, it's like the rest of the map weren't just collapsing and they weren't just trading objectives and doing nothing. They actually had a good idea, well, at least trying to get on some of the objectives. I still think they're lacking in, we have a gold lead. We need to be the first setting up the objective, and then we start doing that. I think it's nerfs. I think it's rookies. I think we're giving them time. But hey, a win already this early, I did not even expect that.
A lot of rookies are given time and don't win at all.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
This is great.
Yeah, but I do agree. I think it's just getting to grips with the macro, and especially when a huge amount of the game has changed as well. There are certain things that you should be doing, like resetting early to set up, and I think Jack even called it on the broadcast as well, was just you need to be there in time. And if you're not going to be in that position, well, then you are going to find yourself struggling to set up team fights correctly, which is where we saw them kind of lapse in judgment at some of these occasions. But it's still great to see them pick up the win here when so many people were doubting Heretics in this.
Let's dive into a couple of those fights then. If you say lapses in judgment, some also that they did well. What would you like to show us?
Yeah, I think the big one.
We got two.
We got two, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can do the Grub fight first. I think that's the most successful. That's going to show some of the actual strength that we saw coming out for them, because I think that it's at least one of the fights where they are the one retaking, right? Once again, they're moving the members over. So as I said earlier...
What's difficult here in this setting?
Well, the difficult thing is, once again, they're the one who's late on the objective, right? So as we just roll out the clip, you're going to see that, well, SK's also is going to be having a lot of issue in terms of actually finding who to focus on. But Carlsen, having that lead, is willing to send it. You're looking at GIANTX right now, still clearing over the mid lane. Rika is in a fine position as well, but they're still answering waves. So that means, despite being late, Team Heretics has become the team that actually starts off the objective.
Yeah, and I think this is where you actually get to see see what does work out relatively well for them, which is the carries are in a safe spot. FLICKR and Kamiloo are able to stand in behind their relative tanks and then continue the fight forward. Also, this ultimate from Victor is getting so much damage done as the rest of SK try to follow up. But we'll see a very different style in this next fight, but it's so important for Heretics that that ult went their way.
Yeah, I think that's the entire point where it looked like they were putting so many resources into Carlsen, so like subconsciously in the team fight, SK is just focusing Carlsen. They've used everything to get him down, but Kamiloo is just there playing a busted-ass Victor and making it work.
I also think Sjokz deserves a little shout-out here. It is a hard situation to be in when I feel like, especially as a jungler, he was in a system in BDS, a system that worked really, really well also because he was a big contributing factor. But I think he was the perfect orchestra master, the conductor in this game, you know. Almost every single Maokai ult was perfectly angled. It set them up, and I think he did tons of work here.
And I think it also speaks volumes to the improvement in work he put in last year, because one of the big things we saw on BDS was that Labrov tended to be that big engage tool, and Sjokz kind of had to learn the ropes with that last year on BDS when we started to see a lot more of these tank junglers being played by them, where he wasn't just able to go, hey, I'm going to be that secondary engage tool, and now he's bringing that to Heretics as well, where he gets to be that shining light when it comes to these fights and engages.
What about SK then? 0-2 on the week. They can still save it with a win tomorrow at least, and there are 3 weeks of regular season, but on the other hand, that's already 2 losses in only 9 games you're going to play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hoping I'm just seeing a different form of SK, not in terms of what they're bringing, but also in terms of their champions. I've seen GIANTX now 2 times from Jace, not impressed. I've seen Rika be changed to play Galio when he was actually smurfing in EMEA Masters. I think as an LEC viewer, as you're looking at Rika right now, you're thinking, oh, he's just the same. He had improvement in ERLs. He was better this time around, but now he's on the big stage again, and it's not showing through. It's looking like a Mad Lion situation again.
Yeah, you get judged on that, unfortunately, right? And if 2 times isn't the charm, not a lot of people even get 2 chances. I think that's one of the things that we're going to have to track throughout this regular season.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think the fact that you're not getting to see the growth either from him and a little bit as well from GIANTX, it feels like he hasn't really got to show his stuff as well. I think it's a bit heartbreaking, but you have to step up. You need to start playing a bit more of these carries. And if you are, you're playing side lane, give him resources on a carry, he'll be able to do much more.
Yeah, 2 teams that did get off to a fantastic start yesterday were Rogue and GIANTX, and they're playing each other after the break.
He doesn't like that. Look at him, he's a good boy, but he don't like that. Maybe we could play some A-rounds or something like that. I mean, this is map, right? New tower, new objectives.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. Red Bull gives you wings.
Welcome back to the winner 2025 LEC Split. Rogue and GIANTX standing just ahead of us. I'm Drakos again, here with Jackspectra. Look, game one, some ups and downs, but some excellent punishes from Team Heretics to take the game away from SK. Now it's going to be interesting to see if Rogue have what it takes to take down GIANTX after GIANTX had a pretty stellar game yesterday. How you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. I really like this Giants lineup. I've been a huge fan of Noah and Jun. I think Noah has a really great work ethic. And I also worked with Giotto, the coach of GIANTX last year. And for me, he was one of the greatest coaches I've ever worked with.
That's a lot of optimism. A lot of people skeptical, right? Given his overall success record in terms of where his teams have finished in the standings. We've got to hear that you have that faith. And obviously going up against Rogue. Rogue, slow, controlled, Rogue time kind of game. But I will say one person who I think didn't get enough praise in the midst of messages about how slow the game was Adam, who generated so much space. You brought this up on the desk as well. So I'm curious to see if now that he's on blue side instead of red side, if we still get some of that signature flair, or if it's going to be a bit more restrained given the context. But we are trading power picks like it is nothing in this draft. Corki traded for Rumble and Vi. These are champions that have just been basically perma'd the first 2 days.
Very interesting to see the Ezreal kind of respect ban to Noah yesterday. And this is a classic combo here where you have the Vi plus Rumble. It's like a super strong combo because you set up the Rumble ult with the Vi ult, and it just creates a really good synergy. But the Corki as well is so OP.
Look, the Corki flex, we've all seen it, we've all experienced it. Why is this champion allowed to do so much damage?
It's not a flex because in EU it's bot, and in Asia it's mid.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's a theoretical flex.
Yeah.
We get to first stand. If it's still good by the time we get the first stand, maybe there'll be a flex. With Azir locked in for Larssen. Once known as the Emperor, might still be the Emperor. We'll have to find out. Obviously, a champion that we saw yesterday, still really powerful. And right now, GX are getting a lot of...
Ooh. I would like to see, I think Silas here sounds, I mean, it's like kind of spicy, but Jackie's on Silas, so it's going to be a treat.
Yone?
Ooh, Yone. I like that a lot, too. I like that a lot, too.
Obviously, with the hit to Blade of the Rune King, Yone was taken down a few notches, but remains the pro play terror that he was.
That chop is so obnoxious.
It is incredibly obnoxious. But I think Rogue, right, like this is pretty ideal for the slower pace of game where you have this Corki, you have this Azir, you have a very traditional tank in the jungle. On the opposite side for GX, you push your R buttons and people are dying. Like the three of these champions push R, you can take out an entire backline if you get the lineup right. So need to see if they're able to find those angles, how they use some of these picks, and also what the top lane matchup is going to look like up against this Rumble.
Yeah, so I would expect here Giants to ban out, they're going to ban out the Poppy. I was thinking it would be Kai'Sa Renekton, as Renekton's kind of been Adam's go-to blind pick. I don't think he'd normally go for anything too crazy since he's blind picking. He might even play a tank. I have not seen Adam play many tanks. I mean, he picks it more now than before, but he's not the biggest tank player either.
But people are just really excited about gods. They want more gods, or gourds with the Renekton included. Kai'Sa, I really like how GX are drafting. I know you're already hyped on GX, but Kai'Sa with a team like this.
That's a very hard laning phase into Corki. This is a swap.
So look, you're the AD carry expert. You want to tell me this is miserable, I believe you. But as someone who has played
it's a crazy good call
and seen top sides like this, Kai'Sa's not getting any support or peel. All those champions are going
but she doesn't need it.
Yeah, but
she
that's
just
the
follows
point. That's the point. You're not gonna put a Jinx here and leave her to die in the back line.
I mean, what you'd really want is like either something that follows the engage or something that's like has some self-peel, something like a Saya, something like an Ezreal. Renekton, I told you.
There it is for Adam, the R champion coming through in Gourds. Execute.
And then the blind pick support is probably going to be a Rell or Leona, I presume.
All I'll say is that when I tried to sell this roster to people, I brought up Execute's Pike many times, and I wanted at least once this year. Right now, I don't think it's what they need.
I think that champion is very bad right now, I'm afraid.
I know. That doesn't mean a man.
I said Rell or Leona. He hovers both.
Leona? Are you looking for more credit? Am I not giving you enough credit when you say anything? I can call it out more formally.
Well, I'd assume they either answer with Alistar or Rell here.
1 gold star for Jackspectra. I think you're probably right. I would say Rell. There's no way we're getting a Galio support.
It could be. It's not terrible, but I think Rell is just better.
So we have two compositions. On kind of the Rogue side, we have what I would call, like if you had to say League of Legends composition, other than Corki, who could probably be replaced with any number of champions over the years, this is like, that's League of Legends right there on the left-hand side. That is classic This could be any year of League of Legends style composition, and GX, this is a little bit more of the modern spice when you include things like the Yone and the Kai'Sa.
I love the GX comp. I think it has so much playmaking potential. All of the champions have the exact same identity. They want to jump in, they want quick, fast fights, they want to get like a huge wombo combo. While Rogue, they got this kind of slow, I don't want to say boring, but front to back, want to chill and scale. And I'm really excited to see if Giants can make things happen with this comp. They do, however, it's ironic that they want to make things happen because they have a weaker bot lane, a weaker early game jungler, and a mid that gets pushed in.
And that's something we're going to have to track, right? Jackie's obviously pretty solid performance yesterday, as was Noah. On the opposite side for Rogue, a bit more of a team game. Adam, I think the real standout for me, at least in terms of the advantages he was able to generate for the team. But RGX able to weather kind of some of these difficult laning phases. Will we see standard lanes?
I think this should be like right up the ballpark for Malrang because he has strong laning phase. He's playing against like the weakest level 1 jungler in the game. It's super common to either late invade or look for some early game cheese. If we see Malrang full clearing, then he's a changed man, I believe.
I mean, after yesterday, I'm wondering if he's
he might be a changed man. He was not doing any cheeses yesterday.
I don't know if we can get Twitch chat up, but if we get a poll on it, how often have we seen Malrang full clear? Has anyone ever seen it? Maybe it's a better question. This is the level 2, you know, crazy Jarvan player. But he was there on Rogue. He did that on Rogue.
Yeah,
that joke doesn't even make sense.
It was like back in the day. I don't know.
It wasn't even that. I hope it was that long ago.
It's gonna be a feast.
5v5. Jun walking in, flash in,
execute.
Things started. Closer's just gonna walk away.
That's the aggression Rogue needed.
Look.
Just fight.
He's not gonna look back on that flash fondly because no one flashed away from him.
It's an aura flash. He needs to make his presence known.
He did make his presence known, and he has Hex Flash, so in that sense he's building
I just
value.
realized what
now
happened.
It's a late lane swap coming out. There's a lot of TVs down in the bottom lane.
I mean, it's a lane swap, but it's
a flip.
It's, yeah, they're just rotated.
Okay. So we're going to have more or less the expected laning phase. Downside for a lot, of course, is that he doesn't have TP. Adam was able to walk down. This is going to make things a little bit funky.
Yeah, I think this is going to be really bad for Giants because I mean, they wanted to take this fight level 1 because they really wanted to lane swap themselves. But now they're going to have to lane the 2v2 that they didn't want to lane, and Noah got zoned off of XP level 1 because his support was mid.
This is very awkward.
Oh,
Rogue trying to interrupt. Noah just getting completely and totally chunked.
I don't think he can catch this wave, and Vi can't stop her jungle clear to cover.
I mean, the thing is, they don't have information on Sejuani. They can probably assume that Malrang is moving top to bot, but if he's there, they die.
I think you would just flip it here.
As
but
Noah?
You don't. No, as Rogue. I mean, the thing is, Leona doesn't have flash Q. If Leona actually had flash right now, the dive is super easy. You just flash Q as Leona, and it's a one-shot. But without the flash, it's a lot harder, and looks like they don't end up going for it.
Get the cleanse out at the very least. Noah's still holding on to his flash.
But he's still in such a rough state. Like, what do you do now? You can't really walk up, because Corki can just W in.
And this is the price. You said it, right? Yeah. Every champion on this team has the same identity, but that identity doesn't happen in the first 3 levels, right? Yeah. You're just suffering against this Corki, outranged, outdamaged. In the meantime, Jackie's at least doing okay in the 1v1, has kind of had the assured isolation in that one, knowing the junglers are moving down to the bottom side. Closer there to cover. Jackie's at least able to get to level 3.
The problem as well is that since you're playing with the Vi, she can't really help you until level 6. So it's not going to get any better for Noah and Jun unless Patrik and Execute kind of misplay and are not able to maintain the pressure, which it kind of looks like they have. I don't know how Noah and Jun managed to get a kind of free recall here. And Rogue is freezing. This is not looking as good as I would have hoped for Rogue.
Running away. What's the logic here on the freeze?
I would have wanted them to keep pushing, keep Noah locked under tower, then you slow push, and you just keep poking Noah on every single CS. But now the game looks kind of nice for Noah. It's down like 1 or 2 CS. It's whatever, you know? If that's the price I have to pay to play Kai'Sa into Corki, I'll pay that price every day of the week.
20 gold, yeah, it seems like a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
But now finally going to get the recall, see what this looks like once he gets a few more items under his belt, closer farming comfortably. You can see the mid lane, typical for Larssen, and now anything that Jackie's able to do in this mid lane, just extra credit. Lot potentially in trouble here. It was Adam. Yes, he died for first blood in the game yesterday, but it's important to note how much pressure he he was able to kind of absorb and how much he was able to get done on the map. Has had more time in the isolated 1v1, might try to get aggressive. But really at this stage of the game, despite, so it's kind of just an emotional roller coaster, I think, for Rogue fans. You start with highly questionable flash into insane trade, into not really being able to get more out of that trade.
I mean, if I'm a Rogue fan right now, I would be feeling kind of sad because from what I saw in this early game, if this was a better team, I think Noah gets punched much, much harder than this. And he is still going to be down, but I would really like to see that either Noah gets dove or this CS lead, like, they really choke him out to make this game really, really hard for him to play.
And we'll see. Rogue yesterday weren't taking big risks to push their advantages. We'll see if that's something that's changed. Since that day one, you know, might have just been those first day stage jitters. Obviously a roster that has just come together, even though a lot of these members have played before. Adam getting zoned off.
One thing that you can see from this lane swap that's interesting is that Lot ends up having a bit of a XP lead from the fact that he was able to TP down first. So he's always been kind of fine in this matchup that can be kind of hard for Rumble early game. And overall, it's a very, very close game, which is, I think Giants are really happy with that.
This is the thing, right? We talked about the early laning phase potentially being difficult. It's really, if Yone, as well as the Kai'Sa, are able to walk away scot-free, it's not too bad. And we're going to get the objective trade here. I still think I personally like the 3 grubs more than I like the Drake, but the fact that they're trading even with overall weaker champions is a bit difficult.
Yeah, a lot of the time when you see teams go for this trade, it's not really that they're choosing one objective over the other. It's just kind of like, you ask yourself, can we fight? Or do we want to fight? And the answer is no. Okay, we trade.
Push back, good. Tower, there.
He's
One
dead.
more shot. Jackie's the W!
That was a nice W.
I mean, bad to get caught.
I mean, it was
really bad to get caught, but credit.
But kind of nice mechanics, you know, like.
I mean,
it out.
Okay, no. We have to give credit to Larssen. Larssen, instant reaction time, good ult. Now the dive may be coming in. This is what you were waiting for. They wanted to take down Noah. Good interrupt coming in from Jun. Backing away. Zenith Blade there. Q a little more volley. First blood. Patrik able to flash out. Rogue clean on the dive.
Yeah. This is like, it's hard. I think Fnatic, Fnatic's are Noah and Jun, I think of Fnatic. GIANTX played that dive pretty well. Noah instantly cleanses, Jun cancels a lot of the CC, but there's just too much damage, and Rogue played it well as well. It's a clean dive.
Well executed. Now closer coming in the mid lane, that's the level 6. Oh, flashing in, that didn't connect at all, but it might not matter again. They push their R buttons. Larssen caught out, and I will
Perfect
say,
gang, clean.
Clean gank. In the end, that's all that matters. Did you just scream when he missed the Q flash?
I mean, it was like...
Jackie's in trouble.
Instinctive.
Now has Q3, can try to dash out closer there to cover, but it does not matter. So the return
That's the
kill,
Malrang execute right
the
there.
1-for-1, and I gotta say, Rogue not afraid to fight fire with fire here. They punish the mid lane play. Larssen almost getting the kill on Jackie's already. The top dive coming through, and the weaknesses of this GX composition are being exposed a bit here by Rogue.
And this is the Rogue I wanted to see. They're making proactive plays. Malrang and Execute, I think they have like really, really similar game styles. They just want to fight, they want to create plays, and they want to play hyper-aggressive. And I'm really happy to see them actually making things happen together. It's a little bit sad that Sejuani's gotten both kills, but I think if they keep this up, they can keep stumbling again.
You say that, but when she finishes that heart steal, no one's gonna be sad anymore. They'll have the
heart steal.
We saw it yesterday from
Actually, yeah, I guess everybody's going heart steal these
heart
days.
steal. I'm really not convinced, but
she's actually down quite a few camps though, which is, I mean, that's kind of the price you pay for making
but
these.
This is the thing. When you bring Malrang to a roster,
he should be down camps.
I want to see peak Malrang, which means getting active on the map, and if that means sacrificing yourself a little bit, yes, it means sacrificing yourself. It's worth it.
And that's what Rogue needs as well. If they don't have a player like that, then it's hard for them, I think.
It is hard.
It's another dive, exactly the same setup as last time.
No ult, does have flash. Probably just walks into Larssen to try to stop
might try to
crashing.
Oh, they got a TP
here. Q3 has to be respected. Rogue just going to back away. Execute really not scared at all. So essentially free TP, really.
Yeah, this is a very reactive GX that we're seeing. They're not really able to create any plays of their own, and they're just kind of having to be pushed and pulled around by Rogue.
Oh, but ulti coming in from Malrang off to the side. Good initially onto Lot. Lot does have an ulti of his own. Larssen pushing back. Rogue, again, confident on the play. GX punished.
Wow. It's a really good play by Rogue, but I have to wonder, was Lot a bit tilted here? Or like it's because he TPs, so he feels like he should make something happen? Or it seems very weird from an outsider's POV because your mid laner's already recalled. The play is over. So what are we here for?
walking forward, it is a bit tricky. But ultimately, again, credit to Rogue, spotted out.
It's a really good
too far up.
This is the Malrang I wanted to see.
Well, and this is the thing, I think in games where we've seen this from players, we've talked to players about this in interview, when you're maybe feeling frustrated or plays isn't going your way, sometimes you just autopilot, and you don't anticipate that Malrang's just going to stand in that bush for no reason for 15 seconds. Because if you don't walk forward, there's no reason for Sejuani to be there.
That's true. That's true. Really down. True.
Yeah, I like your use of repetition. It's strong. You really reminding me when we are in full agreement here.
Well, I'm curious to see. Noah and Jun, I think really good, but kind of known for their mental issues. Will they be able to bounce back from this tough early game?
And it is only a 10-minute game thus far, and now the play already kicking off. Rogue getting everything that they want, but at least Noah trying to turn it back a little bit. Patrik taken down, shut down there. Adam now getting a bit more damage. Now this is impossible for Jackie to do anything. He's going to try to Q3 out, but the stun is going to be there from Malrang. It might just be out of range. The flash as well. Ulti into the Q3, into the flash to the safety. They won't be able to proc the frost stacks. But it will be 6 grubs to the side of Rogue. And GX looking a little bit shakier today. Again, a big contrast from day one where it was total confidence. Makes sense that Rogue took that Ezreal away from Noah, and now the Kai'Sa is just a weaker champ, and GX suffering a lot because of the decisions they made in draft.
You can see there from how Jackie's gets out that I think, like, mechanically this game he's playing very nice, but he's kind of always ending up in these really awkward positions where the best thing he can do is survive.
Yep.
And I think once he gets to Blade of the Ruined King, that would be when I would start to look for some actual power from him, because right now he's going to be just kind of staying under tower against Azir and not doing much. But I really wanted to see more from this Vi. She has hit the level 6 now. I'm hoping on the next ult we can get a Kai'Sa ult, Rumble ult with the Vi ult, and really get something going.
Trying to punish. Of course, this is the downside. Rogue has been starting so many plays of their own, haven't really given the opportunity for GX to start anything. Forced to respond as Rogue are pushing these waves first. And
again, it's so reactive. They're just watching Rogue do their play, and they're not really able to do any of their own. And a lot of this comes from Patrik being much stronger than Noah and being able to get that mid-pro.
W now going in. Execute going to try to find one. Trying to get another one in the meantime. Jackie's has to go back and try to Q3 out to safety, but Larssen has already pushed him back. Jackie's locked up. It's clean from the side of Rogue.
That was really clean by Execute, actually. He predicted the Yone E forward with the Leona ult, so he got stunned, and Jackie's has nowhere to go. He dies. This is a very clean game from Execute and Malrang. I'm really impressed.
I just gotta say, day 1 to day 2, this is a glow up.
Yeah, wow.
This is a glow up from Rogue, because this is the dream. When you try to sell anyone this roster on paper, you talk about Malrang, Execute, making plays, 2 reliable carries, bringing the damage, and that's exactly what happened here. Boom, you called it out. Goes right into the solar flare. Massive feels bad from Jackie's.
I do have to say though that part of me feels that this draft was very greedy by Giants. Like we talked about it, they have a weaker early game jungler. They have kind of 3 losing lanes. I mean, top is like whatever, but mid and bot are just going to be suffering. And I think against Malrang and Execute, when they're able to punish these sort of, like, the fact that they're just stronger, it makes it look really hard for GIANTX to play the game.
Definitely. This is such a difficult position to come back from again, because you're going to be walking into a team fight against an Azir that's ahead of clock or ahead of schedule, against the Corki that's ahead. Just makes so many of these situations feel impossible. We've mentioned it with this team a number of times. They have the angle with their ultis to make these picks, to fight, you know, to pick someone off before one of these big exchanges. But the big question for me is Rogue, in this commanding position, how do they continue to push this lead forward?
I would really want to see them like just having deep push on sides and then moving on one lane and looking to break top and mid tower. And I think they have really good non-committal engage, which is like super OP in League of Legends. I just want to see Sejuani throw ultis, I want to see Leona throw ultis, and just kind of fish, till eventually you get the, I don't know what it's called. Wait, you know what the fish bites?
You get the bite. Until they bite. Yeah. That was not, my English escaped me there. I'm sorry. I wasn't intentionally confusing or embarrass you publicly, but it might have worked out that way. So sorry, Adam. Oh, aggressive in the 1v1, able to get all the health back up. Level 11 coming through, but doesn't mean much because he already popped the dominance, flashing away. A lot will be flashed to pursue. Flash forward. Solo kill from Lot. Had a solid game yesterday, but wasn't necessarily the center of attention today. Finding the solo kill versus Adam. Adam on his Renekton, nonetheless.
That kid's good. He's good. Scrimmed a lot against him last year, and I felt like he had a really diverse champion pool, played a lot of different champions.
Is he gonna be able to finish? It's like he has barrier. He has barrier. Barrier is the only reason that man is alive. Patrik, of the Yordles and robots, he comes out on the top this time, but barely.
Did I just caster curse him?
Yes, that would be, yeah. That's how that worked. He was gonna live.
Well, he has a very good, he has a lot of unique champions that hopefully we'll get to see.
I mean, he almost killed Patrik there.
He did.
He almost killed a 4-1 and 2 Corki.
That's pretty crazy. That's top lane roll for you, but to be fair, Corki did go melee.
He did. They did walk into each other with their respective flamethrower versus Gatling gun. Gatling gun wins, apparently. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to RuneScape duel them, you know? Good, honest League of Legends.
I never played RuneScape.
You just push a button. There's not.
There's not much playing.
I don't want to undersell it because I'll get flamed, but really, it's an insanely simple game. Now, take a look back at the 1v1.
Oh, the little pro view here. That's some good clicks right there. I like the patience that he waits for the, like, a lot of players, they would kind of panic. Okay, let's see, this Corki, let's see the melee mode. Okay, to be fair, he face checked him, so it's like, he can't really not go melee. The only thing is he could have flashed a lot earlier, but probably he's not expecting that much damage from Rumble, which I can kind of understand. I mean,
game has been paused. Officials upset at Jackspectra for caster cursing Lot. No, we'll give you the real reason. You'll see it at the bottom of your screen. Shout out to the team behind the scenes for giving us this wonderful, wonderful overlay. And of course, to our friends at KitKat, have a break. Have a KitKat. You can see the updates, and as well as the time the most recent update came through. Peripheral issues. The officials are investigating. Now I don't even have to, like, I can just read the screen. But you can also all at home read, so maybe I just don't even need to say anything.
But if they can't read though.
We're in a brand new world. Well, I mean, we got a lot of different languages here. We are the English broadcast, but maybe we should also have it. You want to translate into Spanish? You're a Spanish speaker.
To translate like the pulse text?
Yeah, but it looks like we might be getting back into game, so maybe not this time. But I want to show people how proficient you are in a wide variety of languages.
Rogue ha empezado pausa.
Good job. I'm not trying to sound condescending every time we speak to each other, but I do feel like I'm your school teacher.
I don't know if pause is pausa. I just clipped that one. Clipped like booty.
That's the beauty of being up here with someone who doesn't speak any Spanish. Is, I can't really call you out. I have no clue. And
maybe free Herald layer, I guess, or
GX. Ooh. Some hesitancy from GX there. 4 members flying in, ready to go, but decide it's too close. They don't want to risk the 50-50.
It's hard to contest there. They have to catch the top wave as well. Well, this is really nice for No, getting some love taps here to the mid tower. He might even be able to finish it. If he gets this mid tower, this is a pretty big mistake by Rogue. You really, like, mid tower is the most important tower to hold in the game. You really want to hold it for as long as possible. And normally, when you have the stronger ADC, that means that you get to hold the tower the whole time. I'm not sure what exactly happened for Patrik to be so delayed that Noah just got to hit it for,
I guess, spent seconds. Kind of used too much of the tempo that they had to take Herald. He committed too many resources to it.
Going to be rewarded while getting the mid tower with this Herald.
Noah's small chunk on mid lane tower does not outvalue the Herald. It would have been nice if he was able to finish it. Is not. Charge comes in, not even used. So they can mount up and go for a second tower if they want, or pivot this to a different lane. Excuse me. But just going to let it be that single charge. Might have been able to save it for more value elsewhere, but I think the second they throw it down, GX obviously backing away, so.
I think we barely touched on feats of strength this game, but I'm pretty sure went to Rogue, because they have 6 grubs and the Drake.
Yep.
But it is
3 towers and GX has 0. Yeah.
That's true, yeah. It has to be them,
yeah, they have all 3 of the feats.
Quick maps.
Feats of strength.
Quick maps,
of course, the Triumphant boots, so the boots that you passively get the upgrade for, are not currently showing up on our HUD, but you will see the tier 3 boots if anyone does purchase them.
All you need to know is they got a lot of armor on those tabis. I mean, plated steel caps.
Plated steel caps. What's the evolved form called? Quick quiz? Super plated steel caps, because I can't answer this question.
Really?
No, it's not super called super plated steel caps, but Medic asked for grace yesterday and asked for the same.
Might be like steel treads or something. No, I think that's the Merc Treads one, maybe.
Giga Mega Steel boots.
I don't think there's a Super or a Giga or a Mega in there. It's not like an anime power.
I'm going with 90s anime naming conventions. TP here for GX. Looking to find an angle to a contest. Again, super hard for them to approach. Execute already starting. Trying to find the side angle. Jackie's across 3, but goes golden. Larssen buys a bit more time for himself. Is he going to be able to make his way out of this one? But already, GX taking over in the fights is exactly what they wanted from their composition. Rogue had better setup, but it did not matter. 3 members caught by CC. An instant follow-up from GX.
That was so clutch by Jun, because it's so often that you see when you get engaged on, you just think to yourself, I gotta get out. I don't want to die. But Jun understands that if they're trying to auto-attack me to go on the CC, that means I have an angle to actually engage, and he turns it around and sets up the fight beautifully, and this showcases how beautiful the wombo combo is from GIANTX. Everybody just used their spells together, and it's an instant wipe.
And this is the danger, of course. If you get far enough ahead, you can really mitigate the threat of a wombo combo. You can kind of have a proactive setup. You can limit the opportunities for the enemy team to use it, but GX weathered that early game storm. Not super gracefully, mind you, but they did. And now that they found that single fight, the game starts to feel very, very difficult for the side of Rogue. Because if their carries are ever caught together, or multiple members are ever caught together, GX just get to start the fight by blowing up two members of Rogue.
And I feel a bit bad for Execute there, because you might think that like him going on Jun is bad, because a lot of people think like going on the support is going to be bad. But when you're playing against like a wombo combo team like this, what's really important is that you pull the trigger first, that you're the one going in, so that they can't actually engage on you. So Execute has the right idea here, but he actually doesn't layer the CC chain, so Jun has this perfect angle to flash ult in as everybody's trying to reach Jun.
It's difficult, right? Just a slight miscalculation, most likely due to the Merc treads coming through from Jun. That little bit of tenacity, the eternal bane of Leona players.
And speaking of, we asked the question, how will Noah and Jun look after this tough early game? Now we are at 20 minutes, Noah's up 30 CS, and Jun just did a beautiful engage.
So it's not too bad.
They're back.
I think maybe they certainly have the gold lead, that much we can say. Patrik remains scary though, as does Execute, so still need to play this out flawlessly, but you've evaded the portion of the game where you are just objectively weaker. And now with so much CC on this team, Noah's life just gets easier. He doesn't have to face check Patrik. He can just follow up on whatever engage his team finds.
Yeah, it's Kai'Sa. Sorry.
No,
it's Kai'Sa right now. I'm super happy.
Yeah,
like,
you kind of just get to fly in and take credit whenever anyone else makes an engage. You're like, guys, I'm helping. Whereas if you're Corki or Azir, you're fighting for your life in every team fight, not to get caught by any CC.
Oh, there's a Bible, there's a Rell, there's a Rumble.
You're kind of like praying, like maybe they'll go for my mid laner this time so I can do something in team fight.
I mean, you do see actually the Zonias from Larssen coming out here to kind of respect these threats. Yeah. And that makes it, I mean, it's nice for him, but what that means is that Vi is probably 100% just going to ult Corki. So it's like, target off my back, target on yours, buddy.
They need an AD Zonias already. That's my firm belief.
I would love that.
It might be toxic though. I'm not gonna pretend like
we need ADC's buffs.
You're so emblematic of every ADC player. You acknowledge mages are better, refuse to play them, and then complain that your role isn't strong enough.
That's just life in a nutshell right there.
Sure, sure. You can change, or you can ask other people to change for you. The ADC way.
Yes, sir.
Now GX, feeling a lot more confident. It's clear. After finding that initial engage, you can see Lot bottom of your screen already pushing in, forcing Adam back. 2.5 items. And also some strong laning choices as well with the Riftmaker.
You can see here like how easy for Noah it is now to just get these mid prios, and it's actually Patrik that needs to stand all the way down at his tier 2 to catch the waves. And this makes it so hard to contest either side of the jungle, and Noah's making a really intelligent rotation here down to bot lane.
Flash in from Lot. Full committed here, trying to find the flash. Instantly, Noah goes in, finds the pick on the side lane. GX descending on that tier 2 tower. Rogue now forced to respond.
And now normally you would hope that Rogue would be able to maybe start Nash or something when the ADC goes bot lane. But that's the power of mid prio. When you get this mid prio, you get so much free time to do whatever you want. And Noah recognizes it's a volatile top matchup. I can go there, I can kill him easily, I have a lot of damage. Beautiful.
One of the strengths of Kai'Sa, right? Historically, we usually talk about it with champions like, you know, the Nocturne, maybe Rengar if you want to go really far back, but just the sideline threat that a Kai'Sa can have, and kind of the oddity that it is for Kai'Sa to have mid-prio. More often, like, in a world of Ashes, Kallistas, and Varus, Kai'Sa having mid-prio isn't something we always talk about, but that is kind of the strength of Noah in this game state, and the fact that they have been able to mount this comeback. Now, it doesn't mean the Rogue are out of this, certainly not, but the game went from, you know, kind of playing on their own terms. Now they're kind of forced to respond to whatever GX throw at them.
Yeah, the hard part for Rogue now is that you're not playing against champions that it's really easy to go on. It's ideally, as Rogue, you would want to try to engage on either Kai'Sa or Yone, as they're the two main carries, but they're so slippery that it's going to be really difficult. While on the other hand, it's really easy for GIANTX to engage on Rogue's carries because they have point-and-click engage and really good follow-up with Yone and Rell.
Definitely tricky. Rogue yesterday just sort of called out Team Heretics. Went for a quick objective start. Now they're not in the same position. They had 3 Drakes yesterday, forced the threat of a soul or leveraged the threat of a soul to just take this Otacon. But this is an incredibly crucial objective. Trinket laid down, Patrik clears it.
I'm curious to see like how Rogue will play it here. They do have full control, but Renekton's kind of stuck on mid. He could look for a flank or he could look to TP to his team. I think flanking might be hard because they have really good collapse on him.
And this is tough because while Otacon is clear, the pit vision, the river vision is still fine for the side of GX, so they're really not concerned at all.
Looks like Lot's looking to solo the Drake out. Not sure how fast he's doing it. Should be pretty fast. He's 3 items. Yeah. So good. So this is, remember the Heretics game yesterday?
Yeah.
I think this is what it should have looked like, where the person with TP is the one doing Drake, because then you can easily just join in, right? Like Rogue actually now can't start the Otacon. They still need to secure more of an advantage.
And again, the big thing that I think people often don't appreciate about Otacon, although Medic did bring it up a few times yesterday, is the resistance shred from staying in combat with it, because it doesn't feel like it does a lot of damage, but then Rumble ults you and does 30% more damage with an equalizer, and you start to appreciate how devastating that debuff can be.
Yeah.
Overall, though, Rogue,
they're
just going to go for the cheeky start. Larssen pushing in top wave. Closer can walk down and check. Sweeper there. No, we're going to see it. 10K getting further and further away. Rogue. Is day 2 going to be exactly like day 1? GX,
too late.
They're going to get this. There's no way they can get in. 3K, lower. They just have to deny closer. Closer already backing away. GX, that moment of hesitation.
Well, I completely jinxed it.
You did. Your Cash Curse abilities are impressive. Rogue, for the second day in a row, just sneaking Otacon. And respect to them, the confidence in this play. Now they can start Baron. Now they can go for the Psycho fights. And again, your Wombo combo, you have 1 shot in that shotgun. It's not enough for 2 fights.
Yeah, this is where I worry that Giants might feel a bit nervous here. That like this feels like a lose-lose position. Gonna have to find something
trying
good
to body block. Patrik poking. Any damage they get to stick. Now the follow-up. Clean Wombo combo. Closer immediately in the back line. Everybody withdrawing.
Oh my god.
But they're just getting stuck.
Okay, is Jun the GOAT? Or are Rogue not flashing Rell flash ult with 5 flashes up? I mean, well played to Jun, but guys.
You're such a pro player. That was the craziest thing I've seen all season.
It was a crazy good engage, but then I see 5 flashes up. Look at this replay now, and think about the fact that there are 5 flashes up.
Respect. Well, they didn't flash. Maybe they wanted to save them for the respawn, but I don't think they expected to get instantly aced and lose all control of the Baron. So, in an insane turn of events, GX completely demolished early game, find a miracle comeback, Rogue find an Otacon, and then they're back in control, and then immediately just get wiped again. And now I think GX are winning. 3.7K feels pretty damn convincing. They got the Drake as well in the previous fight, and you know, Otacon 40 extra gold per kill with all the GX. I don't think it matters.
No. I mean, Jun is clean though. I don't want to take away from Jun. That was a really crazy cool engage, and it was like a wombo combo. I mean, it showcases exactly how they want to play fights.
I mean, this is the kind of the threat of this team, right? Is that if you push your buttons good, if you're confident on your engages, when you see the angle, you go for it. It's so clear. Like, you don't need to even speak the same language. I see anyone in this room sees Rell hit 4 people, you push all of your buttons. It's the cleanest, simplest form of communication in League of Legends.
Yeah, and now it's going to be really easy for GIANTX to just kind of play 3 lanes here. Because their carries are so slippery, as we talked about earlier, it's really hard for them to engage on either the Yone or the Kai'Sa. Mid tower, Rumble, deep push bot, rotates into mid. They continue playing 2 lanes. It's beautiful.
Plain to see. Again, the constant looming threat. Less non-committal engage, certainly, which might slow things down a little bit. Larssen now on 3 items, Patrik on 3 items too. Once the buff fades away, though, this 5K gold lead is still just going to mean so much.
It's important to note, though, that the game isn't blown fully open yet. Like, the thing when you get these kind of early Baron Nashers, you typically only get tier 2s, which is, of course, really nice for the gold. But it's when inhibitors break, that's usually when the game really breaks open. So Rogue still have a good chance. But we need to, you know, flash Rell ult.
Sure.
And get a good first engage going. I think that's what we really need to see, because again, this fight was actually kind of similar to the last one where Execute tries to go on Jun, but the CC chain is just not there. I want to see a fight where Rogue really locks down Jun, so he's not able to go for these engages, and then everything else just looks so smooth. Because what Giants need is they need this one explosive engage to set everything else up, and if they don't get it, it's going to be really hard for them to play.
And it's difficult for the next few minutes, of course. You've had Baron pushes in most of your lanes, which means likely GX are going to have better vision control, although you can see Rogue grouping up, contesting what vision they can, but keeping an eye, calling out that flank from Jun if he's able to find it, saving some of those key cooldowns, especially for Malrang, right? The Arctic Assault to leap forward to interrupt that dash.
Yeah, I mean, the thing there right now is like Soul is going to spawn for GIANTX, so we really need to see Rogue. They're probably going to look to contest through bot, because when you have a weak queue,
locking up closer, Malrang. Again,
gets
Solar
the flash.
A little bit late, but they do get the flash, as you said. Flash in, Execute now locking up. They're going to full commit to the play. Everybody going in. Larssen untouched. Patrik trying to get more done in the meantime. Jun now locking up Patrik with the AD carry, but there's Noah. That's the range of the engage. Larssen, however, remaining untouched, trying to find the space. Jun can't even get on top of that Azir. Jackie's trying to make the difference. Larssen locked up. Goes golden, gets a bit more time. Adam on the flank. Is it enough? Larssen needs to dash out, needs to stay standing. Adam a bit more healing. The Cole, the Meek. It's a scrappy fight. The ult completely whiffs. Larssen getting his flash out. Jackie's now on the chase. So difficult to match this Yone. The extra movement speed. Larssen's going to get taken down in the end. GX stand tall. Jun falling up on Adam. Slice comes out. He's trying to buy a bit more time, but likely that the Drake will fall.
It felt like a really over-forced engage by Execute, but Adam did a lot of work in the back line. He was actually able to kill both the Kai'Sa and the Rumble. But it's going to be the Soul going over to GIANTX, so I mean, they're the real winners of this fight. But it was cool to see that a fight that looked really bad in the beginning, they were able to kind of scrap it out to make something good out of it. But with the Soul, that makes these sort of scrappy fights 10 times harder for Rogue.
Definitely does. Execute will come through for Adam.
You can see here, like, Execute wants to go on Lot, but Lot has a good flash to answer the Leona E-flash, and then it's just so deep. And now they're trying to chase into the equalizer, and you see Patrik, like, what's he gonna do here? He's trying to follow the engage, but he can't really, and then Adam is just wrecking havoc on the back line, which kind of saves the game. It was a good thing for Rogue in this fight.
Yeah, definitely was. And I think this is the difficulty of, if this was a closer game state, if they hadn't conceded that Baron, they might have been able to fight on slightly better terms where a Rell ult onto more or less one person isn't enough, isn't sufficient. But the chain CC from closer, from Jun to take Patrik out of the equation, Larssen not doing enough damage at this stage of the game to really solo carry the damage burden in that fight. And it just leads to, in the extended play, Yone coming out on top. It's just, you know, it's not surprising. It's what this champion does. You're not getting away from him.
Yeah, and if this fight, as you said, if it was 10 minutes earlier and Noah was the only damage threat, Noah dies, they could probably win. Yeah. But given the fact that Kai'Sa and Yone and Rumble all are so incredibly strong, it makes it so hard for Rogue. They really need to find kind of a miracle fight.
At this point, certainly do. Last few fights going in the favor of Giants. Mountain Soul, Noah, and this is, you know, one of the best feelings as a Kai'Sa player, right? The luxury items, the fact that you can just build Zhonya's and still do damage. It's a similar story for Yone too, who can also just build defensive items at this point, has all the damage that he really needs in these fights, and it makes it so much harder for Rogue to find those decisive picks. It's already hard enough to lock down a Kai'Sa with Cleanse, or Cleanse coming up shortly, but when she also has Zhonya, when Yone also has all those additional defensive stats, the angle for Rogue to get a pick is just not really there anymore.
Yeah. Now GIANTX is going to be able to take back this Nash vision that Rogue got. They were able to hold on to it one wave as they got the prio with the Azir mid tower. Oh. Jack is fine here, I think. And now the problem is that
ulti out.
Well, I'm trying to set up the Nash, but
Q3.
They're not letting me.
They're ready to fight. They're at least threatening.
Yeah, but this is not a really spot where GIANTX can fight due to this Azir tower on mid. I think it's better if you have Rumble and Kai'Sa clearing this mid wave and then running into Nash and trying to fight on River.
Oh no, we're 5v5.
Yeah, now it's going to be... I mean, now the Azir tower is gone. Now I can see Jun getting a really good engage here.
Q3. Adam not really taking much of any damage.
Rell has flash.
This is big. Jackie's might try to stack his Q on the Baron. It looks like that is going to be what he does. Normally a weakness of Yone. We don't see a lot in pro play. Obviously without a creep wave there or a minion to hit, doesn't really have a good way to get Q3 before the fight starts. Jun now trying to find that engage. Looks like a solid start, but all the damage onto Adam and Malrang. Not ideal targets. Patrik and Larssen untouched for now. Jun, not the fight they were looking for. Getting a bit impatient. Cleanse already down, and Noah hasn't really done any damage back in return. But Jackies and Noah trying to hold the line, trying to be the difference makers. Patrik and Larssen remaining untouched, however. Double carry threat from Rogue. Still standing. Execute still standing. Rogue setting their sights on the Baron. Jackies and Noah, can they make the difference? Because it's an incredible fight from Rogue.
Wow. I mean, here you could really see like exactly what Rogue needed. They needed to find the engage on the first target. Jun looks for another flash engage, but this time Rogue is ready. They're not stacking up. They're not giving him the good engage, and it looks decent at first what Jun is doing, but the engage is on Renekton and Sejuani. And they are so tanky at this point that GX can't really follow Jun. He ends up being thrown to the wolves, and then Rogue is just able to start running them down. As you can see here, Jun is really desperate for something. There's not really anything here to get. I think he thinks maybe he can get Larssen, but Larsen's actually playing really well max range. And this way, there's no real follow-up, and they just run him down. Beautiful ult from Execute here, and it's a clean fight from Rogue.
Carries untouched, right? The Dream.
Yeah.
Able to walk away from the wombo combo, and not only are they able to walk away, right? Your front line is still there.
Yeah.
And again, Rogue have found the fight, they found the Baron, they're going to be able to even up the gold, at least mostly. What was once a 5k gold lead, now down to 600. This game insanely back and forth.
It's a fun game. It's entertaining. I mean, like, it showcases really well the strengths of the two comps. If GX gets this good snap engage, they can wipe the whole team fight. But if they don't, the front to back is very favored for Rogue.
Definitely.
And we missed it a little bit there, but Execute tried to go for a really like fast flash play on Yone, like flash queuing him. It was kind of cool, but he didn't get him. It's like a good attempt. Like it's very Hilly-esque, I feel like, just Execute.
I mean, look, even when he was known as Jonghoon, if you know Execute, formerly known as Jonghoon, he would go for the bold plays, and you have to respect it. Closer looking for that flank of his own. Jun waiting to find that angle. He's going to be able to lock it up. The follow-up is there as well. No one onto the backside, but he's going back into your tower. Definitely not ideal, but it might not matter. Malrang still standing. Larssen protected by that tower. It's going to be big. The knock-up coming in from Jackies is clutch, but the rest of the team trying to defend him. Larssen needs to get the hell out of there. Jackies able to find the kill. Lock clutch with the Rumble ulti. Rogue now retreating. Jackies.
What is going on, Drakos? I lost track of Noah in that fight. Like, there's just so much things happening, and it looked like a good engage from Closer. And then at one point, I thought Giants just lost the game, but then Jackie's actually able to kill Larssen, and it's okay. It ends up being a very equal trade, but what a messy fight.
Larssen death cap. Elder Dragon in 17 seconds.
This looks so good for Giants, then it looks so bad for Giants. I thought Noah died, but he's in Sonya's on top of 3 melee champions. And then I think here, after Noah dies, this looks like GG. Jackie's gonna die, Larssen's gonna end the game. Instead, Larssen dies, and it ends up being 2 for 2. And we got an Elder Drake.
We go again!
And Noah's dead for 10 seconds, but so is Larssen. But he has the teleport. So this allows Rogue to start the Elder. And GIANTX is gonna have to contest a 4v5.
GX walking in. Jackies does have TP, is immediately going to TP to get involved in the fight, does not have Q stacked, crucially, but they don't really have damage or follow-up here. They're just trying to get a bit of poke down. Larssen now in the area. Patrik waiting over the wall. Closer hoping to find that isolated target. No barrier for Patrik, but it might not matter. 7K getting on, or Closer trying to find his way to the pit.
Good
not able to stop him! Closer not able to steal, and in the end it's Larssen who secures the Elder, and now it's all falling apart for GX. As strong as your wombo combo is, it does not matter in the face of an Elder Drake. GX on the retreat.
They have the bot wave. You might just look to end it here, Drakos.
One final push could be. Although the rate this game is going, who knows? Maybe even Elder's not enough. Might require another Baron.
They don't have Rumble ult. If they had Rumble ult, it would be really easy to clear this out. But without it, it's going to be really hard. Especially since you're playing against so long range with Azir Corki. It's going to be hard for GIANTX here.
Heroic engage. Jackies, they're making sure to pay as much as they can. Good start to the fight. Jackies Q3 going through ulti onto multiple members. Noah meeting to the backside. Larssen about to get taken out. Larssen taking out the board. Noah still standing. Patrik resurrecting. Noah going golden. Lodge just needs a little bit more time. Jun finding the CC to clear a bit of space for Noah. Adam trying to flash and finish the kill. He's desperate to get the dragon buff down. They'll take him out. And now it's 1v1. Lot versus Malrang. 4 versus
4v5 against Elder. How are GX getting these fights? Jun is a miracle worker.
We see it here.
How is he getting? Okay, I need to see. Corki has flash. Renekton has flash. We are never flashing Rell flash game.
Lockdown is there. Noah gets into the back line.
I mean, Noah played this fight beautifully. Really good Sonus right after he pops the GA. And then is able to pick up the Renekton as well. I can't believe it. I thought the only way that they could hold the game here is just by clearing the wave. But instead they somehow managed to 4v5 against Elder.
I don't know what to say. These were supposed to be your starter games, Jack. We were supposed to ease into your caster experience. But you're getting the full... Who's winning?
I don't know. I mean, it's anyone's game at
It's
this point.
38 minutes in. I don't think a 2K gold lead matters. It's all down to
it just depends on execution. Yeah, exactly that.
All right, we'll keep our eyes on the setup for the next objective. 30 seconds left on Elder, but it's only Malrang who has the buff.
I don't want to be toxic, but I really need to see Rogue carries flashing engage.
It's a fair call out.
Because I don't think Patrik is flashing this game, apart from on the Rumble fight.
He did flash on the Rumble fight. Give him that credit.
But June is playing amazing. I'll take it away from him.
I mean, I think the supports this game on fire.
Yeah.
0-3-14 for Execute, 0-4-15 for Jun.
The one overplay on bots from Execute that was like a bit desperate, but other than that, really good instincts, really good aggression. Love to see it.
Especially compared to yesterday, right? A much faster pace of game.
This is a bit awkward for GIANTX. Someone needs to recall and catch this bot wave.
It's going to be a lot. And that's kind of going to give permission for Rogue just to step up. The second they see this Rumble, they can just start getting incredibly aggressive.
They're going to get full control of Nash here.
They're going to obliterate this Nash.
You'd really want that Lot recalls much earlier so that he's actually able to push it and then move for the spawn of the Nash. But they were there really early for the objective.
There's another wave coming as well.
Now Lot is recalling. I think Rogue should just start it, to be honest.
They're hesitating a little bit here.
Slow and steady wins the race, as they say.
I mean, it's difficult. Neither team. Both teams know that the next team fight likely ends the game.
Yeah.
Even if Rogue have more of their base, it does not take a lot to knock these towers down this late in the game.
Death timers are so long at this stage. I mean, it's 40 minutes. Flown by. It's been a fun game.
Definitely has. Rumble, though. I get a full build Rumble.
They're getting really good deep push on this mid wave. I want to see them transition that into deeper vision. But Execute actually doesn't have any wards, so he's going to choose the base here most likely, or he chooses to stay, but in which case they're not going to have the greatest vision setup. They only have two, 3 pink wards.
Malrang over the wall. Noah with cleanse.
This is a great angle from Malrang here. Might not be able to find the angle, yeah.
Lot has no defensive items. They might be able to one-shot Rumble before he can ulti, but he's already walking out of the mid lane.
Noah has cleanse, but it would be not a bad play to just use the Sejuani ult or the Leona ult just to burn the cleanse.
It's tough though, right? You don't want to throw it out if you don't get the cleanse, or if they force a fight while your ult is down. Closer immediately going to start. Patrik locked up. Noah goes straight in and try to force it. Lots some good damage down as well, but it looks like Noah's been locked up for a brief moment. And now Execute is zoning him well. Malrang going in on top of that. Larssen untouched. The Emperor himself holding it down for the side of Rogue. 3 members still standing. Lot and closer. Not enough to take the fight. Rogue, where do they want to go next? They have Baron. They can do anything they want. Looks like pushing it down mid, trying to end the game.
They're going to try to end. I mean, Lots, I think, should be able to clear this wave out. It's very strange. I don't know. I think they should just go to the Nash. They only have 2 minions here. They do have another wave coming, but
they want to push it. I mean, if GX try to contest this at all and they find another kill, they probably just end.
Yeah,
Add them up at 33. They have TP.
Yeah, maybe
26,
right
32.
Here. They might just be able to.
Death timers on the right-hand side, counting down.
Closer is looking to try to take the next wave.
Trying to body block for the minion. It's not enough. Execute zoning closer. I mean, they have 6 grubs.
It's 10 seconds.
That was a year ago that happened when they got 6 grubs. Do they just want to end it? The problem is Execute is getting so low, they have to be careful. TP is also up from Jackie's. No ulti, though.
Elder
Closer just threatening. If they can delay recalls, they get better setup on Elder, and they might be able to do something. Luckily, Larssen has the passive, can set up the Sun Disc, and gives them a bit more space.
I think this is a big mistake from Rogue, though. They could have gotten the Nasher for free and then used that to pressure for the Elder, but they really wanted to end the game there, and maybe it was possible if they were able to play a little bit more aggressive and actually get a dive going on the Rumble. Now it's awkward. Execute still hasn't phased and is sitting on no wards.
Rogue on the back foot, most certainly. Patrik has been able to recall and get a GA.
They're gonna get control over either objective. They're probably gonna run into Elder.
Excuse me, GA cooled him back up, of course, had it previously.
Close on a crazy flank here. Is Rogue gonna look to cross map the Elder for Nash? Are we going to 50 minutes, Drakos?
Objective trade! No fight, no 5v5s. We tried that. No one. We can't decide who wins based on 5v5s. We're gonna trade objectives.
Yeah, and the upside.
This is my favorite game this season.
Yeah,
this is insane.
Crazy game. I mean, the thing is, you might think, okay, Rogue are noob. Why they go for Nashor over Elder? Elder better. But the thing is, Execute had no wards, and he was half HP, and overall, it was very hard for them to phase check back into GX's vision when you don't have any wards of your own. The thing with taking Nash is that it allows you to just buff up the waves so that hopefully GIANTX won't be able to use this Elder for anything. And what GIANTX is hoping for is just Jund flashes in again and they just dive.
You're such a Jund salesman this game.
Well, he's been selling himself this game. Have you seen his stages?
You're right. You're just here to amplify. You're just here to hype him up. Pick Malrang and Execute, see if they can find a counter engage, see if they can just stop this push from coming through. Have to be careful not to get too chunked out here.
Kai'Sa W's are starting to do a lot of damage as well.
It's difficult.
But you can see how it's like, especially with the sides as well of GIANTX, that's the most difficult part here. If their side lanes were a bit better, they would be able to pressure much, much harder here. But I don't think we're actually going to see anything with this Elder.
I mean, we're going to see, look, top wave already, but a bit late. Yeah, bot wave isn't responded to at all, so that's at least a minute before you're going to have multiple lanes pushing.
They're probably going to get tier 2 top, but playing for inhib might be difficult. They will probably have a 10-15 second window before the Elder expires, where Jund can look for some magic, and that's what I would look for as a GX fan.
We'll see. 1 minute 20 seconds is the tier 2 you talked about, right on schedule.
So they won't play on this wave, but the next wave is the one that they can look to break the inhib on.
Trying to stack up. Jackie's keeping Q3 stacked. Trying to. Has to be taken.
It's too difficult, Drakos. They just clear the wave. Yeah. There.
I mean, Adam can also just TP bot and threaten to end if they overcommit.
Yeah, or he could not.
Like,
why? You know, like, we traded Elder for Nash.
I'm just saying you're new here, but every time you think that no one's going to do something completely psychotic to end the game, you haven't been watching enough LEC, man. You've been keeping your eyes elsewhere. You've been watching too many ERLs. If this game does not end in a backdoor, I owe you something. I don't know what.
Sure.
I owe you something. Kit Kat, Red Bull, something.
And if it ends in a backdoor, I owe you nothing.
What? It's the worst bet we've ever made. All right. Again, dead even. 46 minutes in, 42 kills in this game. Rogue have taken 8 towers. They can keep racking those numbers up if these inhib towers or if the Nexus towers keep respawning.
Noah just sold his boots for GA. I wish he sold Kraken instead.
Flash from Adam. Rogue, uncertain here.
Noah's going to be incredibly slow here. Look at the turtle moving.
I think he's trusting the ulti to bring him home.
True.
Rogue backing off, 4 members here. Adam ready to cover. Again, basically dead on even objective respawn timers for Elder, Drake, and Baron, which means we might trade objectives.
If Rogue wanted to do something funny, they could make this game last infinite. Just keep doing that again and again and again. I don't know. They could set a world record.
I did talk to you about the Legend of Rocket versus Origin. That was more than 80 minutes.
Yeah.
We're only at 47.
They could do it.
I don't know if they can. I don't know if the game. I don't even know if that's possible in League of Legends anymore. Lockdown on the closer, decent. Don't want to overcommit, however.
The thing is, even if actually the same trade happens, if GIANTX is able to push out the side lanes a bit better, then they can actually use the Elder to make something happen.
Yeah.
So it's really all about waves at this stage of the game. You can see now that Rogue is able to take a really aggressive pathing down mid because of this bot wave and because Yone had to push out top. And they want to play for inhib. Yeah. This is a very scary spot where GIANTX could get a crazy flank.
Jackie's on the side. Closer looking, Execute is trying to zone the buy away. They're trying, hoping, just to get the inhib without losing too much in exchange. Happy to have that pressure point, the waves that you talked about. Don't want to overcommit for the fight. Jackie's not quite able to E over the wall, but does get a quick Q3 down.
It's really good marking by Execute here. He understands his role. He just wants to not let closer get this engage because he trusts his team will flash the Rell flash ult.
You can see the entire 4-man stepping up there just so Patrik can get down 1 or 2 autos on the inhibitor.
I thought Jund would send it there, to be honest.
Likely to fall. Jackie's Q3 back. A bit of hesitancy from the side of GX. They lost an inhibitor. That's going to cost them.
it's kind of useless, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like, because you're gonna contest through mid anyways. Yeah. And you clear minions so fast at this stage. If they get the bot in it, however, that's really, really valuable. Because that means that whenever GIANTX wants to contest either Elder or the Nash, that they're on a huge timer. Because it's super easy. If you want the game to end in a backdoor, you want Rogue to get the spot in it right now.
Like you're setting the stakes for every possible fan. GX fans, Rogue fans, people who just want to see a backdoor closer.
For fans, you want to see a fight right now.
Yes, you do. But there's a lot of posturing. And again, you can understand hesitancy. One, you know, as many good engages as Jun has had, as many good moments as either side has had, people only remember the last engage of a game like this.
That's true. I still remember the Sven flank.
It's got to be respected.
But it was like the game was lost anyway, so he just got flamed for no reason. Feel bad.
I appreciate that. I heard this. I think you're a little late to defending him, but I appreciate that you're trying to make your case. Engage onto
Malrang
one, bit of poke onto Malrang, but doesn't cost too much again. Jun not burning too many major cooldowns, just gets the ignite down. Fishing. Ulti, but Jun's still quite a tanky boy. Nice dash back from Adam.
Game's on a knife's edge. Everybody's super scared of 1 CC as they know that that's all it takes.
Pushing. Ooh, Rogue getting shepherded out and split up a little bit. This is awkward, but Noah's incredibly slow. He has to be careful about stepping up.
Bro, he turtled, bro.
It's a 15-minute game. It's the longest game in any Tier 1 league. You have to stop calling people turtles. Go. I hear a chance for fight, I think.
See, I told you, if you're a fan, you want the fight.
from Jackie's, looking for the angle. Locks it, goes golden. The engage is denied, and that might just cost them. Now Rogue turning, Patrik untouched. Closer getting chunked out, execute a little bit too far, gone. Jackie's ready with another Q3 of his own. Rogue holding the line. They get a lot of cooldowns, they get a lot of blinking health bars. Malrang flash forward, smite down, off to the side. It's Yone trying to chase Lot. Closer now going in. Larssen trying to go for the pushback, but it doesn't do anything. Another kill going down. Larssen taking out the fight. It's an absolute mess with Patrik. The one still standing carries versus carries, but Jackie's is still alive. Crucially, GX are winning the fight.
What is happening? All of these fights are so chaotic. There's so many micro fights happening. They're not gonna backdoor. Yone is pacing. It's all good. They're gonna collapse.
But they're trying to draw the attention. Noah locked down. Patrik trying to. Patrik, but Closer trying to buy a bit more space. Noah goes golden, but he's just locked himself down for another round of cooldown. Patrik now needs to get the hell out of the base. Noah going down. They're both just trading GAs. Jackie trying to hold the line. Bit more time. Patrik dead. Knockback by Jun is good. Shutdown is good, but they've taken them away from the objective. It's 35 seconds to execute Larssen spawn. They should probably still be able to take something.
Noah just gave me a heart attack with that ultimate. Why did he do that? It ended up working out, and they might be able to get the Elder. It's 20 seconds on Azir. Does have TP, but they don't have Smite. Oh,
Malrang over the wall.
He's not gonna steal it, is he? No way.
No, he's,
no, Jackie's
stop
here.
it. Stop it. You're going to cast your curse.
So Jackie's is going to E over the wall and take the plant. Or we're not going to do that. What are we doing, guys?
Adam on the way. Betting it all here.
Take the plant, please.
One reset.
Jackie's E over the wall.
X flash over the wall.
Okay.
Locking up the jungler, trying to take him out of the pit. But Malrang's in the pit. Can they burn it down in time? They're just getting shredded to pieces. No one's focusing on the objective. 2 members about to fall. One taken down, Larssen off. In the meantime, 5K on the objective. They don't have a smite. GX will secure Elder. The second Elder of the game. Again, the longest game of any Tier 1 league. Welcome to Amina, folks.
What is this game?
Wave in mid. No TPs. Wave in mid, no TPs. Everyone rooting for backdoor. Take a breath.
Okay, Noah got his... Oh, actually, I just realized that the Nexus Tower respawn for GIANTX. That's a new feature. But Noah just sold his GA for Rabadon.
Yeah.
So now he's gonna do real damage. He's gonna do crazy damage. This is like unironically insane damage. All he needs to do is just relax, get into gamer position, do not ulti in to 5 people, and he will carry the fight, I believe.
All right. I don't know what gamer position is, but those feel like
It's like try-hard position.
Okay. Simple instructions. GX, set up for a victory lap. Rogue, set up for a backdoor, baby. Could not end any other way.
I mean, Rogue are playing really well here around the waves. So now, I don't know how much they're going to be able to get off of this Elder because bot is pushed in so deep, and they're also going to be able to push in mid.
Top's not really in a good spot either. It's only a minute and a half left.
They're going to have
Elder.
It's going to be very similar to the last Elder, where they have around 15-20 second time window before the Elder runs out, where they can look for an engage, but the game might not end here.
All right. All right, Berlin, if you can hear me, who thinks we're making it to 60 minutes? 60 minutes, anyone? All right, I mean, people are ready. We're here to go the distance. None of us are going home. We're all going to live here now.
This is my job.
And no disrespect, this game has been incredible. It has been back and forth. I'm not trying to say that as a meme.
You might think, like you hear Rogue GIANTX, 60 minutes. You think you're
this game has been sick.
Yeah, it's been insane. 500 CS on Noah. That just looks wrong.
Does it work with Sivir the way it works with Kai'Sa? Does it same?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. I mean, she's one of the few champions that when you sell boots, you actually get to buy like a crazy item. Because she has like both AD and AP items to buy.
GX, looking for an angle here. Likely to knock down this tower and an inhibitor as well.
15 seconds left on this Elder here.
They might need to send it. I mean, with 15 seconds, they might be able to get 2 inhibitors?
Yeah.
10?
They want more, I think. They might not. Maybe they only get 2. The mid wave is really far away.
They're going to disappoint all those people who cheered for 60 minutes if they end it too quickly.
They're not going to. I mean, the Elders run out. They still have Nash. So they're going to probably able to break this mid. They might not even break the mid.
The thing is, when the objectives are synced like this, you don't even get anything with the tail end of your. It's just now or never.
Yeah, Rumble
Ulti, bit of poke on the Larssen.
They have so good wave clear. They can't. Wow. So we got Elder and Nash.
Let's
We got
go! 55 minutes. It could end any time. Any single mistake, any single misstep could end this game in the blink of an eye. And yet I feel deep down in my heart, you know, I can almost like hear the fishing quick shot in my ears. Just old time. We're not gonna bring out the clown noses. This isn't that kind
Legacy,
of game.
Dynasty.
Legacy, Dynasty Kings. I can hear the old era. Reminders of the past.
Reckless. My God.
But now 55. All right, we're setting up for another objective.
100. Doesn't that just look wrong? 100,000 gold.
Yeah, it looks wrong.
Probably Noah has like 40,000 gold. 30,000.
Yeah, probably.
That's good.
I mean, supports might hit full build this game, which is wrong. We can't let them think they're allowed to build all the items.
I don't know how June is so far behind in items on. Has he just been buying a ton of pink wards?
Maybe.
Need a less to investigate that.
05, 20, 04, 18.
On a full item, actually. I mean, it's the warding item, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a smart push by Execute. He
That's
bought the.
paid off, yeah.
Yeah. Store the pink wards in there.
Got 3 of them right now. Okay.
60 minutes later.
2 versions of this game. One, someone messes up side wave control so completely that, you know, they just give an objective away for free.
The side lanes.
No. I'm just saying, not in the context of saying that's like one of the ways that this game could close, and then someone gets an objective.
Like how I thought you meant like the story of this game.
No. The story of this game is insane back and forth fighting. Rogue doing well early as GX tried to figure out their comp, or tried to scale into their comp. Then they team fought, and then Rogue team fought, and then back and forth like that for, I don't know, 20 or so minutes.
The fights have been very interesting because there's usually a lot of these like kind of micro fights happening. Like normally in a team fight you see everybody kind of fighting as 5, but in this game it's like Noah is jumping in one direction, Adam is flanking in another, and suddenly usually they split up into like 2 or 3 sections, which is really cool to see, to be honest.
Well, I caught out a little bit here. Ma coming in for Patrik. Nice adaptation, seeing just the sheer amount of AP coming through from Noah, and Noah being the consistent member of the enemy team who's diving onto him.
Does feel bad though. You sell the feats of strength, and he doesn't get anything. So maybe they should like put something there. Just to honor the people that got feats of strength and then made the game 60
Maybe you
minutes.
can just get +5 MS. Maybe you don't even need the boots to get the movement speed. Or do you want them to have like a shiny gold star?
I mean, like, I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, good.
Imagine if you literally have an aura. Okay, so Elder's up in 20. Rogue has a hard time entering here.
They have no mid control. This is super awkward.
Yeah, this
I mean, GX are just going to walk in.
Their pants on Adam.
Adam, getting aggressive, taking way too much damage in the initial trade for very little. I guess does buy time for his team to zone him off. Noah goes in. He's so damn slow that they're just going to chase him down. Noah flashes out. Adam down. 75-second death timer.
I was thinking to myself, will Noah go for that ulti there? But then when he didn't go for it, I was like, thank God he didn't, because he might have died if he did it. But then he did it super late, but it ended up working out.
Okay, Noah, no ultimate, but he can still poke, and this is the thing, at this point in the game with this much AP, he doesn't even need
a lot of damage.
he doesn't need as
much.
much.
The Banshee of Larssen, that's huge. That means
Going
that
off
now
to the
Vi
side.
can ulti.
Surely this is it. Jun ready to go for the
Jun is a
wall.
crazy good angle here.
Insane combo. He's just waiting for
He
them
doesn't
to
have
stack
vision,
up.
I think.
Back into the brush, he's hiding.
I mean, they get the Elder for
I
free.
mean, they're so happy to just have Elder.
They get the Elder for free.
Into
And
Baron.
this time, their waves are actually good.
Okay, they have Soul, they're gonna have Elder, and if they want Baron, they can have that too. Surely, this will end the game.
And Adam's still dead for 30 seconds.
Jun's just going in.
Jun has had enough. Jun is taking matters into his own hands.
Back. I mean, he gets lost result. That's huge.
I mean,
I think they just push.
Flash ult for it.
You just end. One more fight. Yes, yes, Berlin. That's the energy I love to hear. One more fight. Jackies, combo. Doesn't really get too many people. Execute going in. Larssen still a touch. Patrik still a touch. Reset now coming in closer, trying to follow. Keep him in the ulti. It's not going to mean too much though. Patrik getting lower and lower. Surely it's enough. Jackie's still standing. Larssen about to get taken out. Patrik doesn't know if Adam is alive, but it's too little, too late, or is it? Adam in the middle, trying to finish. Then he didn't get the next. And that's the game will end. 59-15. Rogue vs. GX. Absolute banger.
Holy moly. That was insane. Just beautiful engage there by Jackies. Just pulls the trigger. He says, I want out of this game. It's been an hour. Get me out. I don't care if you guys want to fight or not. And he took it in his own hands and he made it work.
I mean, you got to respect it. So many good options, but the three you have this time around, Kia player of the game, at LEC on X, Lot, Jackies, and Jun. I mean, Jun. Yeah, you're the... But I mean, across the board,
enemy flash key.
I got to say, like, credit to GX, made the Wombo comp work. Big change from day 1 to day 2 Rogue. We keep seeing this Rogue every day. I'm going to be one excited.
That was a good Rogue. That was a good Rogue.
Across the board.
I like that Rogue.
Thrilling game. We're going to be going to a break, and afterwards, Laure will be standing by with closing.